morning and welcome to another exciting edition of your number one radio talk show, Nasco Moments, connecting audiences within and around the city of Jos. I'm your host, Hurun Gyang, inviting you to stay tuned for the next 30 minutes as we continue to explore the many opportunities available to us in our quest for the quality life. If you have just tuned in, this is the Nasco Moments radio talk show. To our first-time listener, this show is all about providing you with the knowledge you need to help you reach for the better life. And we would like to start off today's show by asking you the question, what does it mean to be Nigerian? Take a moment to think about that, and while you do, we'll take a quick commercial. Stay tuned.
Mama Shakara, this your shebi still dey shine and how don't fade. How manage?
My sister. Now Brightex white detergent Brightex detergent not the fade cloth at all. And it dey wash cloth clean well. It gets power to come out all the nyama stain and dirty no matter how it be.
You not go chop hand too?
No, you know the chop hand though. And it good for washing machine too.
Mama Shakara. Me too now. Brightex detergent I go to use to wash all my clothes now, so that I go to shine and saint and make Shakara like you so.
Brightex white detergent, a quality product from Nasco.
For your brightest wash, Brightex.
Brightex, for the brightest wash.
Before the break, we asked the question, what does it mean to be Nigerian? If you have never thought about it, now is a good time for that moment of introspection. Being Nigerian means many things. Predominantly, it would consist of both cultural and social experiences. Here in Jos, we have a long history which has been evolutionary, from a purely traditional society to a religious, multi-ethnic, cosmopolitan melting pot. Incidentally, owing to the weather, landscape, and the rich mineral deposits, Jos grew in fame as the most touristy of Nigerian cities, attracting foreign tourists as well as merchants in search of the much-admired tourism potentials and business opportunities which the city promised. Thus, the city's residents became beneficiaries of a rich diversity, imbibing the vast social experiences of the foreigners and struggling this with our age-old values and customs. Today, we will be discussing how we can shape quality lifestyles, because in the midst of diversity and a mixed multitude, there are both positive and negative influences that abound. Here to discuss this subject is an author and business consultant with a keen interest in human productivity. He heads Choice Concept Network and Victor Roads Consulting, two training consultancies here in the city of Jos. He's also the presenter of the daily inspirational program Stepping Out, which airs on this station. Viktor Kuchili, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
Let's start with a simple definition. When we say lifestyle, what should be a foundational understanding of the term?
Well, it could be relative, but I think what comes into mind is the fact that it comprises of attitude and as well as interactions, the ability to interact with people, the way and manner we do that. And someone will say it constitutes your mannerism and every other thing about that. But I think most importantly, we didn't choose to have life. Life is given. Whatever you attach to it becomes your lifestyle. And so it has to do with your interactions, your mannerism, the way you look at issues in terms of perspective and how they influence your life as well.
Is it not also what you make?
Yeah, certainly, because of course, perception influences you or impacts on your thinking, and that determines your actions. And at the end of it, it determines what gets to you or not.
Okay. In your experience, what are some of the generally accepted factors that determine one's choice of lifestyle?
Well, there are many. Environment plays a critical role. Where you grow up and the interactions in terms of the people you meet, what you know, shows in your interactions as well. But there's also the question of education, We're also religious people, so again, that comes into play. The question of environment in terms of political experience as well also comes into it, because you realize there are countries that are predominantly exposed to some kind of a tyrant kind of leader, and it controls basically their lives. Everything they do is structured by one person, and that also affects them. But in a more open and democratic environment as well, it influences their lifestyle. So in America, when they say I've got a right to do this, in China you need to be sensitive.
Or probably when people say Nigerians are too attached to the military lifestyle.
Yeah, well, based on experience and based on the long stay of the military in power, we should have some element of that.
Okay. Can we draw correlations between attitudes and lifestyles? For instance, glamour and arrogance, or simplicity and humility?
Yeah, there certainly, of course. I mean, if you do not have a complete definition of lifestyle, will certainly constitute attitude in it. So the question of either simplicity or humility, well, they are all semantics, but again, there is the question of what does it mean to be simple. Simple could also mean foolish.
Oh, okay.
So
it's relative.
It's relative.
All right, we have been talking to Viktor Kuchili, author of Stepping Out, a highly acclaimed bestseller. We'll take another commercial, more on the subject of shaping quality lifestyles when we return.
Flavor you may need. So crunchy and so creamy. It's oven fresh and tasty for the young and everybody. Take a bite and get the feeling that you get what you need. For everybody, take it everywhere you go. Grab the taste of quality. Everybody say Nasco. For everybody, whatever flavor you may need, take it everywhere you go. Everybody say Nasco.
Get a range from Nasco biscuits today. Nasco cream biscuits, Nasco shortcake biscuits, Nasco cream crackers, Nasco biscuits, the king of biscuits.
Welcome back to the Nasco Moments radio talk show. We are discussing shaping quality lifestyles, and our guest is Viktor Kuchili, host of the daily inspirational program Stepping Out. Looking at our environment, there's been a lot of talk about Jos having a very vibrant social life. Taking away the incidence of the crisis and its negative effects, there had always been a certain expectation, especially in this region, the north and central Nigeria, that people from Jos have a high degree of awareness, consciousness, and a unique expression. So, Viktor, in your opinion, what are some of the unique factors responsible for this?
Well, when you have a state, for instance, that has so many tribes, I know of one local government that has about 4 or 5 tribes in one, and it exposes you to all shades of opinions and kinds of cultures that come into play. That will mean that you will not have just one idea running. You're going to have a lot of ideas coming in, and of course, as they interact, they keep, someone will say, metamorphosing into something good. But that singular idea keeps us wanting to learn more, because it means that you are just a small group of a bigger society, and in an attempt to try to know what is in the next line, you find there are 4 or 5 that you need to do, so it opens you up. And I think that's what's unique about Plateau State.
So as a minority in a country like Nigeria, for instance, you need to work harder.
You need to work harder, because you don't even have a name, you don't even have an identity. What it means is that you need to work harder to create that deliberately. Your tribe, your number in terms of population doesn't even give you an identity, so you need to create that by being productive.
Okay, so that has turned out to be a good thing for us then.
Certainly.
In this instance.
Yes.
A little while ago, Justified was a rave that was sweeping the nation.
Yeah.
It was on social media and merchandised in fashion, described as a growing tribe of people passionate about returning the city of Jos to greater glory. It was an attempt at capturing the spirit of Jos, be it our resilience, passion, creativity, or leadership. With this in mind, we could say Jos has a certain X factor.
Yeah.
As one who has been involved in human development, in what ways could you capture this X factor?
But the fact that it has this idea of many ethnic groups also historically is one place that you will say true civilization started, because every other tribe found itself coming down to Jos because of the mineral resources and that interaction. Not only that, even the Europeans that were here, maybe you need to know that Manchester and Liverpool were actually developed by the resources gotten directly from Jos. So you can actually find that in history. So that exposed the state, Jos itself, to different shades of opinions, and that left the people thinking that there's a lot more than what we can see or hear or feel at the moment based on the environment. And I think that has consistently played a part, whether in our politics or in our economy as a country, but it has consistently opened the Plateau State person or the Jos person and given him an identity wherever he goes to.
Okay, when you speak of the lifestyle in Jos, one of the things people are quick to talk about is the issue of entertainment, and how it has influenced successive generations. Jos has received and still receives credit for shaping, in one way or the other, the careers of a significant number of Nigeria's biggest entertainers, whether people in TV, movies, or music. So the question is, what would you say are some of the key environmental influences which have produced and continued to shape this group of people?
Again, going back to different tribes, you didn't have one culture. It exposes you to creativity, innovation to try to get that. When you go to predominantly an Igbo-speaking area, it's just that you have in terms of the Yoruba area as well. But as that opens you up, what also comes to mind is the fact that people are ready as well to expose themselves, to create something new, to make something new out of the whole interactions they have. Just again, you would not, most people are still debating it because of the environment and the serene nature in terms of heat and all that. With the cool air, I was in an international conference, and a professor from Harvard said one of the issues disturbing a lot of sub-Saharan African people is the humidity, and it doesn't allow you to think. So if I will agree with him, which I don't anyway, just gives you a cooler environment to also think. And then you've got a people who are really, really friendly. In fact, this set of people who by nature would want to invite you into their homes without even knowing you, except of course for now that things have gone bad. Now this altogether gives just the unique environment that everybody would rather stay with.
So according to that man, in Jos we should think more than any other.
Yes, we should, of course. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
If we are to believe
but again, it's debatable.
Good things have been said, but there are those who believe the hype is overrated and undeserved. What do you think?
In terms of Jos?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. It's putting it in perspective. Everyone has an idea of what he thinks, but again, when you look at the people who have actually gone through this life called Jos, you can see they are delivering. So you can't contest with facts, and you can name them, from entertainment in terms of music to football to even in civil service. You might find just one, but he certainly creates a space for himself. So you can't really talk about being overrated when there are facts and figures for you to find out.
Probably they think so because, we have potential. We have all these people who have come through Jos and have made a name for themselves. But the fact is that we don't, we are rather exporting these people, but not much is happening here at home.
Yeah, again, you have to look at the cultural background of the person in the middle belt, and it's not just a just issue. There is the question of timidity that we need to also fight. I think we're too comfortable with our environment because people come in and they tell us all the good things, and of course they find very good platforms and thrive. It means that we need to go ahead in terms of not just providing platforms but becoming the personalities on the platform as well. So we need to run away from, we're just here to accommodate people, we're also here to create history.
People consistently keep saying that we don't like to leave home, we'd rather stay, but I think people have been going out. We can't continue to say the same thing over and over again.
Yes, I just think is the issue of being comfortable with your comfort zone. And I usually will tell people in terms of economics, when you look at the economy of the state, you can actually go into the market and buy something worthwhile for 200 naira and you're comfortable with it. You don't find that elsewhere.
Okay.
So you begin to think, I'd rather just stay where I am. And again, going out can generate much more for you.
Okay.
Yes.
You have been listening to the Nasco Moments radio talk show on Peace FM 90.5. We'll take a music break. When we return, we have information on the Nasco trivia. You better stay tuned.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Nasco cornflakes, nourishing goodness anytime. It's so crunchy, so tasty. It's got to be Nasco cornflakes. Mealtime is cornflakes time. My favorite meal all the time. They're rich with vitamins and minerals. Nasco cornflakes, nourishing goodness anytime. Nasco cornflakes, now fortified with essential vitamins and minerals. Nasco cornflakes, nourishing goodness anytime. Nasco cornflakes, nourishing goodness anytime.
Welcome back to the Nasco Moments radio talk show. It's time for the Nasco trivia. Please listen to this announcement. Due to some technical challenges encountered last week, we are unable to announce a winner this week. However, we will repeat the question from last week's trivia for the sake of all our contestants. The question remains: list all the cereals variety in the Nasco Foods category. I'll take that again. List all the cereals variety in the Nasco Foods category. The number to send your text message to is 0805 774 777. Again, it's 0805 774 777. Remember that this competition is not open to Nasco staff and relatives. And remember, past and future episodes of the Nasco Moment Show will be made available on the website. Visit the website www.nasco.net to listen to the show. Nasco is also running a competition on its Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Nasco Group. All you have to do is like the page, make valuable contributions, and follow the instructions that have been provided, and you stand the chance to win an iPad, a Samsung S5, an HTC dual SIM phone, and lots of recharge cards. I'm sure you'd want that. You can also follow Nasco on Twitter to stay in touch with all that is going on with your favorite household brand. The Twitter handle is @Nasco Group. For those of you who are just joining us, this is the concluding segment of the show. We have been talking to Viktor Kuchili, author, speaker, and trainer on the subject, shaping quality lifestyles. There are many lifestyles people can adopt as they grow and as they move from one phase of life to the next. So given how subjective this subject is, and given how people have different worldviews, of what use is it recommending or prescribing a certain lifestyle to people?
Well, I think there's a universal platform we can all enjoy. The fact that we're all human beings will mean that whatever lifestyle you're going to adopt should allow human beings to thrive, which is very important. If you truly want to be happy, to be fulfilled in your life, you need to have other people also, open to achieving whatever goals they have. That's one. And that will also mean that you need to have your own goals. You need to also have your own vision, because they all true essence of it, define the actions you're going to take. Most people attract unfulfillment in life not because they cannot have fulfillment. It's just they don't know what directions they're taking. They don't know what is right, what is wrong for them, because there is no clear-cut reason for doing a thing. That is one thing we all need to understand. You need to also remember as a human being that we will be defined by our lifestyles. Nobody defines you by your intentions. You can't keep telling people, I hope to do or I'm going to do. You need to be intentional in whatever it is you have decided to do. That will certainly help in defining the lifestyle. Again, I wouldn't really reduce it to say, okay, do this or do that, but I think the real thing is that human beings are human beings and they should be allowed to thrive, whatever lifestyle you choose.
So your lifestyle makes you happy, that is, if you achieve what you want.
Certainly. But of course, let it make other people happy as well.
It's not just for you.
Yes.
All right. As much as it might be challenging to advocate a particular lifestyle, are there certain benefits that only people with a certain lifestyle can enjoy?
Yeah, certainly. If you decide that every other person needs to be in peace, you're going to experience peace. If you decide every other person who interacts with you is going to be an honest person, you're likely to have that being paid back. So when people decide to be honest, productive, not timid, knowing that they also need to develop verbal confidence, no matter how low they are coming from, they need to also develop the consciousness that whatever resources they have means nothing except, of course, they turn themselves into resourceful people, and turning, as someone will say, every resource is simply a stone or some kind of grass until humanity comes into play. So these are the most critical that you need to be able to engage your life in.
So rather we should promote our community lifestyles rather than individual lifestyles.
Individual lifestyles, that's true.
Nigerians in diaspora have continued to make laudable strides in different endeavors. However, there are many negative ways in which we have been perceived. Words such as fraudulent, flamboyant, domineering, extravagant have been used to describe us. These perceptions are obviously tied to our value systems, which arguably have ebbed over the years. Consequently, this has impacted on our collective lifestyle.
Yes.
We've looked at the subject objectively, but at this point, we would like to look at some of the ways to build healthy lifestyles that can help to bring out the best in people from day to day. So first off, what are some of the hindrances that prevent or hinder people from correcting their worldview, and by implication, that keep them locked in destructive or retrogressive lifestyles?
When you have a group of people who decide that they need to be somebody else, they lose who they are. So you can fight it. You can't. I can't be you. You can't be me. But I need you to put together whatever it is that I have, and that is very important. Secondly, people also need to realize that we live in a world that we call time and space. This means that because we have got a beginning, we've got an end, and we need to be able to decide what should that end look like, and that only comes by defining, first of all, what we want to become at the end of the day.
We should complement one another. How can they fix this so that they're able to build quality lifestyles?
They need to be honest to themselves, they need to be honest to their environment, and honest to whoever they're interacting with. Your lifestyle, as I said, if it's not inspiring, it's not helping other people become better, you're not likely to attract the fulfillment of your life.
Okay, in a sentence or two, could you share some of your perspectives on Nasco?
Nasco for me is a symbol of consistency. In spite of the economic turmoil the country has gone through, from recession to crisis, Nasco has remained Nasco, and a symbol. It's not only a name, but a symbol of productivity for the state.
Okay, and what's your favorite Nasco product?
Okay. I take a lot of cornflakes. I like that.
Everybody does. We grew up with that, didn't we? It's been interesting. Victor Kuchili, it's been great talking to you.
Thank you.
It's wonderful having you on our show. We wish you the best in your endeavors.
Thank you.
The Nasco Moment Show has been brought to you by Nasco, and it was created by Unimark Limited Marketing Communication Consultants. Executive producers, Nasco Marketing Department. Producers, Harun Audu and Joshua Tongman. I am your host, Vidun Gyang. Join us again same time next week for another exciting episode of Nasco Moments. Nasco, providing for quality life.